Bueno, un poco inhibe a algunos productores ver todo esto, pero es posible, ¿no? A continuación invito al señor Henk Flipsen a hacer su presentación. Es director de NEVEDI y parte del grupo que compró los primeros certificados RTRS.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. I continue in English because I don't speak a word Spanish or Portuguese, so I think it's at least easy for the interpreters when I continue in English. Thank you, Jeroen and Agustin, for the invitation, and I'm very pleased and honored to may speak here on behalf of IDS and NEVEDI. My name is Henk Flipsen. As you can see, I'm director of NEVEDI, the Dutch Feed Industry Association. Our organization has about 100 companies which produce and manufacture animal feed. I have to apologize because I have an ugly presentation. I have no Google Map pictures, I have no videos with penguins, and that's all due to the fact that I had to make the presentation by myself. Normally my secretary does that. So I hope you will be enjoyed with my presentation. I'll do my best. Well, first to remind us of the situation in the Netherlands, a short piece of history. Well, about 10 years ago, there was a rising interest for responsible production of raw materials, not only soy. I think it's all raw materials. Everyone knows about palm oil, but the raw materials for food production. What about soy, was the question. Well, in the meantime, and everyone knows a little bit that process, a group of trade, finance and business partners came together and called themselves the Task Force Sustainable Soy in the Netherlands. Besides that, there were also a group of different NGOs, and Solidaridad and WWF are well known, but some more NGOs came together and called themselves the Soy Coalition. The task force, the Soy Coalition, and our government, which Mr. Vossenaar referred to, of course he's representing the government, well, they organized tripartite meetings, which means all partners together, and let's discuss the situation about what to do with the soy issue. Well, everyone knows the history of the foundation of the RTRS. I wrote down 2006, I believe it's the correct year. And well, it was followed by the foundation of IDS in 2008. So it's many times said IDS, very good, board certified soy, but what is IDS? The focus of IDS, the Dutch Initiative on Sustainable Soy, is to achieve 100% RTRS certification on soy for the Dutch market in 2015. It was already mentioned by Henk Vossenaar. And IDS was in 2008 speeding up the RTRS process. We said, well, we cannot wait for the standard of RTRS, we want to make proceedings and of course look after the process within the RTRS as well. How did we do that? We started with certification on basic issues like the first deforestation, but also the social issues, respecting legislation, the local rights, land use and so on, and everyone could see the principles which already were mentioned by you. Well, IDS, which participants were there? Of course, Dutch feed industry, our buyers are the importers of the soybean meal from Brazil, Argentina and other countries, but mainly the Latin American countries. NEVEDI, my association, could have organized it by its own, but we said, well, it's a chain initiative. We should ask other partners, the dairy industry, the egg, the meat, and the retail industry to join our initiative, because when they working together cooperate with us, then we can achieve maybe results which are carried by the whole market. So IDS was founded in 2008 with Friesland Campina, a bigger dairy company in Europe, a meat company, Vion, a retailer, Ahold retail organization, the egg industry, the Van Beek Group, and on poultry, Two Sisters Soterboom Group, and NEVEDI, as I said, our association. IDS was founded in 2008, and we had nice goals to speed up the RTRS process, but what to do next? Well, what happened? In 2009, we had a certification of 50,000 tons of soybean meal with the destination Dutch feed industry. It was only based on one issue, because at that time there were no, well, there were principles, there were criteria, but we didn't have nothing which could be called a standard. So we said, let's start with the deforestation issue, because it's one of the hottest issues in the Dutch social discussion. In 2010, we adopted for the year 2010, we adopted 4 criteria on the European level with the Belgium and FIFAC. FIFAC is our European association, also a member of RTRS, which is the same with BEMEFA in Belgium, my colleagues, NEVEDI in the Netherlands, BEMEFA in Belgium, and FIFAC on the European level. All of these organizations adopted the 4 criteria at that time, still not the RTRS standard, but we said, well, let's bring it further than that one issue of deforestation. At that time, 2010, there was a certification of 150,000 tons of soybean meal for the Dutch market. Then, 2011, we had a standard. Decision was made, and there was an agreement in the board in October 2010 about the RTRS standard. Well, it was happy to see that the board of IDS, our foundation, but also the board of NEVEDI, also the board of BEMEFA, and also the board of FIFAC, our European organization, adopted immediately the RTRS standard as the standard. That's very important, because when we want to speed up the process, it's very important that everyone has one goal. Well, for this year, 2011, we have agreements of certification of both 100% RTRS soy and, let's say, almost RTRS soy. I think the former speakers explained what difficulties they face to achieve the production of RTRS soy and the audits, etc., etc. So I call it almost RTRS soy. What we did this year is 85,000 tons of 100% RTRS soy delivered by the group Maggi, which was several times mentioned today. But I want to stress that we are very grateful to the Maggi company that they did this, because everyone, and it doesn't matter to me if it's in Argentina or in Brazil or every other country, everywhere you face difficulties and you have challenges to solve. So we are very grateful that the Maggi Group succeeded in delivering this 85,000 tons. We're also happy that in the negotiations we did with Cefetra, we also had an agreement on 15,000 tons of real 100% RTRS soy. They have to be delivered, of course, because the first shipment was last week in Rotterdam, but we expect them later this year to deliver the 15,000 tons of real RTRS soy. And besides that, we had an agreement on 150,000 tons delivered by a combination of Cargill, Cefetra, and maybe some others, because we are in discussion with other potential suppliers too. But I mentioned Cargill. We have also an agreement with Cargill in which is stated that Cargill belongs to the almost RTRS soy group, and they stated in a declaration, in an agreement with IDS, that they are also focusing on the RTRS level, that they are willing to achieve the real 100% RTRS level and certification, which is very important, because I hear, of course, a lot about this issue, but for the Dutch situation, we keep them at this appointment. And then everyone knows that IDS has a final goal, and that is 100% RTRS soy for the use in the Netherlands 2050. And still that is a big achievement for us.